Good morning, Mr. Lee. My name is Officer Davis. I'll be conducting your naturalization interview today. Please have a seat right there. How are you today?
Thank you. I am okay, maybe a little nervous.
Understandable. Try to relax. Is traffic okay coming over?
Yes, traffic was fine.
First, I need to see your identification. Please provide your permanent resident card, your current passport, any expired passports you use to enter the U.S., and your driver's license or state ID.
Yes, officer. I have them here.
Thank you. Okay, Leeway. Born March 12, 1990. Citizen of China. Lawful permanent resident since May 1st, 2019. Everything appears to be in order. Mr. Lee, today we will review your application for naturalization, Form N-400 to confirm the information is accurate and up to date. We will also test your ability to read, write, and speak English, and your knowledge of U.S. history and government. Do you have any questions before we start?
No, officer. I think I understand the process.
All right. Let's begin with your application information about you. Please state your current full legal name.
Li Wei. L-I-W-E-I.
Is that the name? On your birth certificate and passport?
Yes.
Have you used any other name since birth?
No.
Nicknames, aliases, different spellings?
No. Just Li Wei.
Your date of birth is March 12th, 1990, and you were born in Shanghai, China, and you are currently a citizen of China?
Yes, correct.
You became a lawful permanent resident on May 1st, 2019,
Yes. Yes, I am.
and you received your green card based on employment, specifically an EB-2 petition?
Yes.
Okay. And you're applying for naturalization based on having been an LPR for at least 5 years?
Yes. Almost 6 years ago, through my employer, Tech Solutions Incorporation.
Let's confirm your current home address.
542 Melville Avenue, Palo Alto, California, 94301.
How long have you lived there?
For 3 years. Since April 2022.
And where did you live before that for the past 5 years total?
Before that, I lived at 789842 Southampton Drive, Palo Alto, California, 94302. I lived there from when I got my green card in 2019 until March 2022.
Okay. And your mailing address is the same as your home address?
Yes.
Now, your employment history for the past 5 years. Your application states you currently work for Tech Solutions Incorporated as a software engineer.
Yes, that is correct.
And how long have you been with this company?
I started with them when I was on my H-1B visa about 8 years ago. So, the entire past 5 years, I have been with Tech Solutions Incorporation.
Okay, stable employment. Good. Now, time outside the United States. How many days have you spent outside the U.S. in the past 5 years? Your application says 45 days from 2 trips.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Let's review those trips. You listed a trip to China from December 20th, 2022 to January 10th, 2023. about 22 days. Purpose?
Visiting my parents for the holidays.
Okay. And another trip to China from June 15th, 2024 to July 7th, 2024, about 23 days. Purpose?
Visiting family again. My grandmother was unwell.
All right. So, 2 trips in the last 5 years, both less than a month. No single trip lasting 6 months or more. Since you became a lawful permanent resident, or LPR?
No, never. Only these 2 short visits.
Okay, that meets the continuous residence requirements. Let's talk about your marital history. Are you currently married?
No, I am single.
Have you ever been married before?
No,
And do you have any children?
no children.
Okay. Now we move to additional information about you. This section contains many yes or no questions. Please listen carefully. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
No,
Ever registered to vote or voted in any U.S. election?
no,
Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes?
no. I file my taxes every year.
Have you ever failed to file a required tax return since becoming an LPR?
No, always filed on time.
Now, for this question, did you ever register for the Selective Service? Your answer is no.
Yes, that is correct.
Mr. Lee, I need to ask a few more questions about this. The law requires most males living in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 26 to register. You indicated you were born in March 1990. Can you tell me when you first entered the United States and in what status?
Yes. I first came to the U.S. in August 2014. I was 24 years old. I came on an F1 student visa to study for my master's degree.
Okay, F1, status in August 2014 at age 24. And how long were you on the F1 visa?
For 2 years. I graduated in May 2016. Then I got approved for OPT, optional practical training, still under F1 status.
And when did you transition to the H-1B work visa?
My company, Tech Solutions, sponsored me. The H-1B was approved and started in October 2016. I was 26 years old then. My birthday is in March.
So between the ages of 18 and 26, specifically when you were 24, 25, and turning 26, you were present in the United States, but always under a valid non-immigrant visa status. F1, including OPT, and then H-1B began just after you turned 26. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. I was never a green card holder, LPR, between 18 and 26. I received my green card when I was 29.
Okay, thank you for clarifying, Mr. Lee. That explains why you answered no, and why you were not required to register. Individuals who are in the U.S. on valid non-immigrant visas, like F1 or H-1B, are not required to register for Selective Service. The requirement applies primarily to U.S. citizens and LPRs. Since you were on a non-immigrant visa, during the entire time you were between 18 and 26, you were exempt from the registration requirement. I am making a note confirming your status during that age period, which clarifies why you did not need to register. You do not need to provide a status information letter. In this case, as your visa history confirms the exemption.
Oh, thank you, officer. I read about this and was worried if I answered correctly or needed more proof. Thank you for explaining.
You're welcome. It's important we verify it. Let's continue with part 9. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with the Communist Party? Your answer is no.
Yes, correct. No.
Question 10. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any other totalitarian party or a terrorist organization?
Definitely no.
Okay, now staying with question 10, the next part asks, have you ever been a member of, involved in, or in any way associated with any other organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? Your answer here is also no. Mr. Lee, think carefully. Were you ever part of any group, even something seemingly minor? Perhaps in school or work, especially back in China.
Well, when I was in university in Shanghai before coming here, I think, maybe yes, there was a student group, the University Engineering Students Association. I think almost all engineering students were automatically members or strongly encouraged. It organized study groups, some social events. Does that count?
Tell me more about this University Engineering Students Association. Was membership voluntary or required?
It felt almost required or strongly expected for your academic record. I didn't really choose to join. It was just part of being an engineering student there.
Did this association have any connection to the Chinese Communist Party or the Communist Youth League?
I think the university student associations maybe had some oversight from the Communist Youth League. It wasn't political itself. We just talked about engineering studies, projects. Maybe sometimes they had an official speaker talk about national goals for technology. But I never attended those talks. I just used it for study groups.
Did you hold any office or leadership position in this association?
No, never. I was just a regular member like everyone else.
Did you pay dues? Did you have an ID card for it?
I don't remember paying dues specifically for it. Maybe it was part of general university fees. No ID card just for that group.
Did your membership continue after you graduated from university in China?
No. It was only while I was a student there.
And you have never been a member of the Chinese Communist Party or the Communist Youth League directly. Okay, Mr. Lee, thank you for being forthcoming about this university association. Based on what you've described, that membership was effectively required or expected for your studies. You held no position. Your participation was limited to academic activities. It ended upon graduation, and you yourself were not a member of the Communist Party or Youth League. This appears to be what we consider non-meaningful association. It doesn't contradict your no answer to question 9 regarding direct Communist Party membership, nor does it typically bar someone from naturalization when fully disclosed and explained like this. I am adding a clarification about this university association to your record, explaining its nature and your limited non-ideological involvement. This resolves the potential uncertainty or ambiguity. It's always better to mention such things if unsure.
Thank you, officer. I wasn't sure if it was important. I'm glad I mentioned it, and it is okay.
Honesty is crucial. Let's proceed. Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force?
No,
Ever persecuted anyone based on race or religion?
absolutely not.
Ever been arrested, cited, or detained by law enforcement?
No, never arrested or detained. I did get one speeding ticket about 3 years ago. I paid the fine right away.
Okay, a single minor traffic ticket, like speeding where you paid the fine, is generally not an issue. Thank you for mentioning it. Ever been charged, convicted, or imprisoned for any crime?
No,
Ever lied to a U.S. official for an immigration benefit?
no,
Ever served in the U.S. military?
no,
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
yes, and do.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance?
Yes, I read it carefully.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance
Yes, I am.
if the law requires it? Are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
I'm very willing.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Yes,
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
yes.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. That completes the review of your N-400 application. I have added notes clarifying the selective service matter and the university association you mentioned. Now, we will proceed with the English and civics tests. First, the English reading test. Please read the sentence you see on this tablet out loud.
What is the capital of the United States?
Correct. Now for the writing test. Please take this stylus and write the following sentence on the tablet. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Perfect. You have passed the English reading and writing portions. Now for the civics test. I will ask you up to 10 questions from the official list of 100. You need to answer 6 correctly to pass. Ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Question 1. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen?
Obey the laws of the United States.
Correct. Question 2. What is the rule of law?
Everyone must follow the law.
Correct. Question 3. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
2 years.
Correct. Question 4. Who does a U.S. senator represent?
All people of the state.
Correct. Question 5. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
The vice president.
Correct. What does the judicial branch do?
Reviews laws.
That's 6 correct. You've passed the civics test. Okay, congratulations on passing the English and civics tests. Mr. Lee, I have reviewed your entire application, your documents, and your test results. I have also noted the clarifications regarding the selective service requirements, based on your immigration history and the nature of the university association you disclosed. Based on this review, I am pleased to recommend that your application for naturalization be approved.
Oh, thank you so much, officer. This is a dream come true for me.
You're welcome. Your honesty helped resolve them quickly. This is a recommendation for approval. Your case will undergo a final quality check, and then USCIS will send you a notice for your oath ceremony. This notice will tell you the date, time, and location where you will take the oath of allegiance and receive your certificate of naturalization, officially becoming a U.S. citizen. Make sure we always have your correct mailing address. Congratulations, Mr. Lee. You may take your documents back. Remember to bring your green card to the oath ceremony, as it will be collected then.
Thank you for your help clarifying those issues. Thank you, Officer Davis. Have a wonderful day.